Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to completely demystify a topic that has literally caused countless students massive exam anxiety, work and time problems. We've pulled 24 incredibly dense math problems directly from our source material, and honestly, looking at them all at once can feel like staring at a wall of chaotic numbers. But here is the secret. It's really all just a workplace drama. And like any good drama, it relies on just 4 predictable tropes. Once you see the patterns, I promise you can't unsee them. And what looked like a total math nightmare actually becomes a simple puzzle just waiting to be solved.
So, here is our roadmap to conquering that exam anxiety. We're going to organize this chaos into 4 clear behavioral patterns. 1. Classic teamwork dynamics. 2. The efficiency multipliers. 3. The mid-project quitters. And 4. 3 is a crowd.
All right, starting with pattern number 1. Classic teamwork dynamics, or when A and B actually get along.
Take a look at problem 1 straight from our source. A can do a work in 10 days. B can do the same work in 15 days. How long will they take to complete the work together? Now this right here, this is your foundational scenario. It's absolutely crucial because almost every single advanced question on your exam is going to build directly on the logic of this exact problem.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how stripping away all that extra vocabulary leaves us with just the core variables we actually need to manipulate. We don't care what the work is, building a wall, writing a report, it doesn't matter. We only care about the time frames. A is 10, B is 15. The question is simply their combined power.
To decode this base problem, we just follow 3 logical steps. First, we find the total work by grabbing the least common multiple of their days. So for 10 and 15, that is 30 units of work. Second, calculate their daily efficiency. If A does 30 units in 10 days, well, A's efficiency is 3 units a day. B does 2 units a day. And step 3, combine them. Together, they're knocking out 5 units a day. 30 divided by 5 means they finished the whole shebang in exactly 6 days. And just like that, we've set the mathematical baseline for the rest of this explainer.
Moving right along to pattern 2, the efficiency multipliers, which is really all about dealing with the overachievers.
Let's look at problem 3 from the source text. A can do a work in 20 days. B is 25% more efficient than A. How long will B take to do the work? Here's a pro tip for you. Whenever you see percentages, or phrases like twice as fast or thrice as efficient, you know instantly that you've left that foundational trope behind and entered a type 2 scenario.
The trick here is comparing those efficiencies directly. We just treat A as the baseline, your standard 100% office worker. B, on the other hand, is the office overachiever, operating at 125%. So if B is working at 125% efficiency, which is a 5-to-4 ratio compared to A, it means B will only take 4/5 of the time A takes. By mapping the baseline exactly like this, the math literally solves itself without you getting all tangled up in messy fractions.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next example, referencing problem 13, where A is thrice as efficient as B. Notice that 3-to-1 visual ratio? If A's output is 3 times larger, A takes 1/3 the time. Seeing it visually like this just completely simplifies the mental math. You don't have to guess, you just follow the ratio.
All right, on to pattern 3, the mid-project quitters. This is when things get dramatic. Seriously, a shockingly huge chunk of our source problems, like questions 5, 7, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21, they all rely on this exact same trope of someone just flaking out mid-project. Check out problem 5. A can do a work in 10 days. B in 15 days. They work together for 5 days, then A leaves. How long will B take to finish the remaining work? Honestly, you really kind of have to wonder why A always seems to abandon B right when they're hitting their stride and making progress, right? But mathematically speaking, this is just a sequence problem. Let's move to a timeline and see how this builds, because visualizing it transforms a confusing word problem into a super simple 3-act story. Act 1, days 1 to 5, we calculate the work they actually accomplished together. Act 2, the climax on day 5, where A makes their dramatic exit. And Act 3, we calculate the remaining work and figure out exactly how many days B needs to finish it up all alone based on B's daily efficiency.
Let's pull up problem 24, just to prove this quitter pattern repeats constantly. A can do work in 12 days, B in 18 days. They work together for 4 days, then A leaves. There it is again. A is leaving B high and dry. The numbers have definitely changed, but the behavioral trope, completely identical.
Notice how this timeline is virtually identical to the previous one. Days 1 to 4, they're together. Day 4, A leaves. Day 5 onward, B is flying solo. Recognizing this structural timeline is the absolute key to passing the test. You don't need to invent some brand new math formula for every single question. You just plug the new numbers right into this established timeline.
Finally, we hit pattern number 4. 3 is a crowd, or the chaos of A, B, and C.
Take a look at problem 4. A and B in 12 days, B and C in 15 days, C and A in 20 days. How long will A, B, and C take together? I know. At first glance, this alphabet soup of pairs looks incredibly intimidating. Your brain naturally just wants to panic when it sees this many combinations all at once.
So, the crucial point is how you organize it. By placing these chaotic variables into a nice, clean table, the problem immediately becomes manageable. We have our distinct pairs on the left and their completion times right over on the right.
Here is the absolute secret trick to solving these specific pair-based problems, which, by the way, pop up in Sourceser questions 4, 8, 11, and 20. First, you identify those overlapping pairs from the table. Next, you calculate their daily efficiency just like we did back in Trope 1 and add it all together. But here is the magic step. You have to divide that total by 2. Why? Well, because in those pairs, A plus B, B plus C, C plus A, every single worker was basically counted twice. Divide by 2, and you instantly have the true unified output of A, B, and C working together.
Let's look at one final boss-level problem from the source. Problem 22. A is thrice as efficient as B, B is twice as efficient as C. If C can do a work in 36 days, how long will A take? This is beautiful because it actually combines the 3-person trope with the efficiency multiplier trope. But because you already know how to handle both of those individual tropes, combining them is really just a matter of executing the steps sequentially. Look, C is 36, B is twice as fast, so B is 18, A is thrice as fast as B, so A is 6. Boom, done, no sweat.
To wrap this all up, here is your ultimate strategy. 4 simple steps to conquer any of the 24 source problems we've looked at. Step 1, identify the trope. Ask yourself, is it the team, the efficiency overachiever, the quitter, or the trio? Step 2, extract your core variables, stripping away all that wordy distraction. Step 3, map the timeline if it's a multi-part story. And Step 4, execute the basic math.
Ultimately, it really boils down to this. If you can recognize the pattern, you've already solved half the problem. You absolutely do not need to fear these scenarios. You just need to categorize them. So as you head back to your studies, I want to leave you with this final thought. When you sit down for that test, which coworker will you be on your exam day?